Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. So recently, two of the biggest economies of the world, which is UK and Japan, has fallen into recession. And these news are making headlines nowadays. And in this video, we'll be discussing about what has actually happened with these nations and what is going to be the effect of this recession in those countries for the global markets and the Indian markets as well. So let's get into it. First, let's understand what is a recession. So there is no legal definition of recession, but it is commonly defined as a period of two consecutive quarters of contraction in the economy. So this actually happens when consumers are not willing to spend much, leading to less demand and less productions of goods and services. And this then leads to increase in unemployment rates and job cuts, etc., etc. So if we look at the UK specifically, and the economy of the UK has grown down by 0.1% in the quarter 3 and by 0.3% in the quarter 4, and this is just prior to the elections this year in UK. And this is not bad news for leaders, but it is bad news for the global economy as well. And what is happening in Britain is the interest rates has been increased, and this has been done taking in the factors like the cost of living crisis that has been happening in the Britain and the inflation that has been rising significantly. So if you look at the data in December 23, the inflation was at 1.9%, and in January 24 it has shooten up to 2.5%. And keeping all these factors in mind, Bank of England has increased the interest rates, which could cool down the economy, but it is going to cut down the spending of the consumers, which in turn is not good for the GDP, and hence the GDP is decreasing. But if we look at the Japan, the story is little different. The main factors that has led to Japan into recession is the weakening of yen, because if we look at the GDP, how it is calculated and how it is compared, it is mostly done in the US dollars. And because of the weakening of the Japanese yen, and this has led to the negative growth of the GDP of Japan. Moreover, the markets of Japan has lost its competitiveness and productivity. And if we look at the GDP growth specifically, the economy shrank at 0.4% in October to December, while it has contracted in 2.9% in July and September. That is two straight quarters of contraction in the GDP growth of Japan, and hence it is fallen into a recession. One of the other problems which is causing the economy shrinkage is the aging and the shrinkage population of Japan. And hence Japan is not the third largest economy now. Germany has taken over that place. But now the question is how it is going to affect the global economy at large. So it is not expected by anyone that the global economy is going to fall down, but the growth at which the global economy is growing at, it is certain that it is going to slow down. So if we look at the data in 2022, the pace at which the global economy was growing was at 3%, followed by 2023, it was growing at 2.6%, and it is expected that in 2024, 2.4% will be the growth of the global economy. But what is the effect of all these things on India? Well, according to the IMF, India is still the fastest growing economy in the world, and it is expected that in the coming years, India is going to surpass both UK and Japan in terms of the economy. So that's pretty much it about the factors that has led UK and Japan into recession, and it has been a issue in highlight in the news for the past few days. So I thought it will be better if we discuss about the issue. Please let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts and your key takeaways. So that's it for today. See you in the next one.